Hello everyone, welcome to this video where we're going to talk about the Inquisitor team, what we have about this team already going on and what we don't. And to that, I'll provide you some footage. Thank you, PK, for giving us this footage. We played with these characters live on stream, where he was showcasing this team under Lord Vader, so I'll be leaving you some footage, and we'll be talking about some of the points where I'm looking at this team and I'm like, wow, this really needs this certain attribute to happen. So I kind of have here on my other second screen some of these bullet points that we can go through and we can talk about those things, and they're also going to show up on your screen. So the first one that I think is really weird is that Purge is dispellable. So for example, you go against the team with General Kenobi in there, he does his little cleanse move, and congratulations on getting your 6 stacks of Purge, they're all gone. Or like Lord Vader now out of Purge. I think that's a little weird considering how difficult it is to build stacks of Purge upon the battle, and we'll get to actually some anti-synergy points with that as well. But since Purge is so easily dispellable, it's just very difficult to keep using the bonuses that, you know, these characters have, and you want this team to be easy to use, you don't want it to be a complicated mess. So I guess we'll have to see what it just ends up being like. But if they were to do a Darth Vader lead style where it just reapplies Purge after it loses itself, like how Darth Vader does it with dots, I think Purge would be a lot more significant. Then we also have no debuff cleansers, so if they put any heal immunities, offense downs, dazes, ability blocks instance, if you don't have Ami on Ninth Sister's lead, you know, there's multiple ways of stopping this team from doing the things that they want, and it just gets controlled over, and they don't really have a way of controlling the enemy team in case they're offering these, you know, these ability blocks and stuff like that. Even if it's outside of territory wars, even if it's inside territory wars and they're like all immune to ability block, if, you know, all of the omicrons work out, we'll talk about that just a sec. Can you imagine how terrifying it is to just start stunning certain members of this team? It seems pretty bad because they just can't get rid of those debuffs. You need a cleanser in today's game. Then, for example, another thing is that Purge needs to go through a tenacity check, unless it's just irresistible on Jedi, because some of those are. Having an AoE tenacity down would be immensely useful for the team to land its Purge on characters that, you know, they can cleanse the tenacity down, but you're still reliably landing Purge on Jedi. But on non-Jedi, it's very difficult to land Purge. You're gonna start to want them to mod for potency, and you kind of need the damage too, and there's just no perfect balance in the world yet. So an AoE tenacity down, I think, would do them great. Look, for example, here, 6 stacks of Purge on GK, boom, cleansed by OG Ahsoka. And, you know, congratulations on getting your 6 stacks, they're all gone. That's like a very big problem. Also, speaking of, I haven't really mentioned, but these are my overlays that I use on Twitch. Feel free to pop by on our streams. I do them pretty much every day at this point, so always feel free to pop by and say hello on these streams. Hopefully you go in for the overlays and you stay in for the character. Anyways, there's also some anti-synergy between the second sister and eighth brother. It's going to pop in your screen, like the abilities of these two characters at this point. And what you can see is that second sister is going to dispel all Purge to apply her, you know, negative status effects on the enemy character, and eighth brother is going to do the exact same thing. So, you know, you have to choose which character you want to do their big hits. What kind of sense does that make? You know, you don't want to have those options when so many characters can just use broken abilities over and over and over again. You're like, oh, Kat just did Force Sleep. Okay, let's reset her cooldowns and she can Force Sleep again. Can't be that same way, right? And then there's also some weird things. Seventh Sister has some bonuses by being in the leadership slot. I mean, I guess all characters, all current Inquisitors are leaders. But why does Seventh Sister have her unique, where she mentions that if she's in the leadership slot, whenever she assists someone out of turn, she gives them like 5% health back, so they recover 5% health, and gives offense up for 2 turns. Why do you need that part on a unique and not keep that in the leadership slot? If, you know, we're going to the next point, which is the Omicron rule. If we look at the Omicrons all isolated, they all feel like they belong part of a bigger picture where Grand Inquisitor could just activate all of these Omicrons at once. And I think that's totally possible. I don't think that's totally out of realm. But you know, if you're doing that, why are you, for example, going over to 7th Sist and being like, yeah, you gotta be in the lead spot, when probably you're gonna have Grand Inquisitor in the leadership slot instead? Or, you know, they really all just have different leadership abilities, and Grand Inquisitor's lead abilities just, hey, GMK, you're never gonna beat our team. We don't know yet, but I think it's, you know, there's a bunch of Omicrons that you perhaps will not want to do, and that you'd like to skip. And, you know, if you are forcing all of these Omicrons to act at the same time, maybe you got something going on. Like, this is, for example, Grand Inquisitor lead activates all friendly allies' leaderships. And even then, like, this is still trying to sell us as a Jedi counter. But if the Jedi counter is just JML that you're countering and not GMK Cat, I feel like the Inquisitors are going to be very underwhelming. In this scenario here, in this video, we can actually see a Lord Vader Maul battle against GMK Cat. Spoiler alert, it actually works with Lord Vader Maul and 3 Inquisitors. But, you know, what's the point of saving Royal Guard? And, I mean, you know, But Darth Vader and I don't know who else to use in that spot. I mean, you can just do Royal Guard and Shore and Storm and you're done. Not sure this is worth a try. But this is a little bit of my thoughts on the Inquisitors. What you guys think that we're missing out on this team to be legit good? I think we're missing out on quite a couple of things, like the ones that were mentioned above. So, like, if I were to do just a little bullet point conclusion to this video, Purge is dispellable, that's a problem. No debuff cleanse, that's a problem, because if the enemy team does something, they're faster than you, you're screwed. There's no AoE tenacity down for you to prevent yourself from getting yourself a bunch of potency on characters. Like, you know, they have 200% tenacity, never landing Purge, unless they're Jedi. Then you've got anti-synergy between 2nd Sis and 8th Brother. 2nd Sis dispels all Purge to do her Mega ability, whatever. And 8th Brother does the same. No sense. 7th Sis has lead bonuses on her unique. If she's in the leadership slot, she does this. Why is that not in her lead? And why do we have so many Omicrons? Are they all going to tie together and perform as one cohesive unit under a Grand Inquisitor lead or something like that? I guess we'll have to find out once the Grand Inquisitor kit comes out. This is a little bit of speculation what the situation of the Inquisitors look like. I think I'll also leave you with footage of, I think we grabbed like a Darth Vader lead. This is a win, by the way. We grabbed the Darth Vader lead. Ah, there you go. Actually, I just want to grab this one before we really head out. Darth Vader lead against LV, and you can see how bad this is. So 9th Sist still tanks it, because this 9th Sist is actually Relic 9. PK has the tankiest 9th sister in the game. And you can go into Merciless, and you can do a couple of things. Your dots don't really land because of Lord Vader. Here, you know, little mistake there by not going for the other Merciless characters. But let's suppose that's not a problem. Look at all of these dots. They're just going to shred your team. And you've got no way of cleansing that. That is a big problem. I really mean, when you need a debuff cleanse, you really do need one. So we'll see if we can get I think you can get most of these points in one kit. We'll see if it's these things between the AoE tenacity down, debuff cleanse, it's all going to be spread across 2 kits. Because what we know is we have 4 Inquisitors in game. We're going to need 5 Inquisitors to unlock Grand Inquisitor. So we're going to have 6 in the game. We'll see what the next few ones look like. Hopefully they kind of meet these bullet points, because otherwise I don't think the team is going to have that much of a future. Unless something really broken outside of these things is happening that I'm not foreseeing, which, you know, they could absolutely do that. Also, revives, by the way, I forgot to mention that, but reviving would also be a really good portion, because 9th Sister's amazing tank. If Cat just force sleeps your 9th Sister and you can't bring her back, you've got a big problem as well in your team, unless the 4 of them have enough generation. But then you're like, well, why not just bring a pre-taunt and keep 9th Sister for a different team? Well, guess we'll have to find out, but I don't think you're, you know, gearing up 9th Sister just to be leaped by Cat and that's done, right? So we'll see how that goes. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let us know what your thoughts are about this team as well. I guess I just left this all the time, my bad. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you soon. Take care. Bye.